George, if you do come back and fight, is this a one-fight thing, or you want to be back? Like George St. Pierre is back. He's fighting 2-3 times a year,
No.
and it's your career again.
Yeah, I wanna be back for another run. Yeah, and I don't want to get back for one fight. I'll take one fight at a time, but I wanna go for a run. Yeah.
You said there are still a couple things that need to be kind of ironed out with the UFC. What are some of those sticking points? Can you talk about that?
Well, look, if you see it from my perspective of view, I'm making a lot of money now, even though I'm not fighting. And my contract is old. My contract was made before the Reebok deal. And what we ask, basically, it's now because if I go back and fighting, I cannot advertise my sponsor, and so I'm losing money if I go back to fight on the whole term of my contract. So it's reasonable, you know what I mean? And just waiting to see what's gonna happen.
When you left, did you really feel like this might be done though? Like at any point did you feel like I may never come back?
I didn't know at the time, and but I always feel the fire of the competition inside of me, but even more so now. I would not have come back just to come back. I wanted to come back if I'm better than I was, because the sport has improved as well. You know, that's why it's very hard as a champion to stay champion, because the sport will catch up to you. You need to reinvent yourself. People say, oh, you don't fix something that is not broken, but this is not true. You have to fix it and make it better and stronger, build a better foundation. Just have a lot more fun, I'm more hungry, and that makes all the difference in the world.
George, I know when you came back, you said you wanted to do it right, you know, and actually the 4-month testing window just happened on August 10th, which means you would technically be eligible to fight December 10th, I believe.
Yeah, what a coincidence.
A coincidence that it's going to be in Toronto. So what can you say about that? Is it a possibility we'll see you in Toronto?
I'm glad that you brought it up, because I thought maybe coming here you would have something special to announce me, but unfortunately it looked like you don't. So
I know.
I don't know. You're part of the UFC, so I thought you may have some
DC, do you have any information? Are we going to get this guy in here?
No, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at him right now. And his answer saying the coincidence. It's not a coincidence.
I don't think it is.
Essentially, George just said you're fighting December 10th, right?
I don't think it's a coincidence, but it's in Toronto.
So, I know.
Who would be the better man than myself to headline a card in Toronto to build up
I like what I'm hearing.
Air Canada.
I like what I'm hearing.
Get back the Canadian fans, raise the pay-per-view up, because now Rory is going to Bellator.
So I'm sitting up.
I'm the man for the
George,
job.
I like it. George, I'm sitting up in my seat now as I ask you this one. Who are you fighting December 10th in Toronto?
Whoever.
Give us a name, Georgie boy.
I'm glad that you brought it up. Who you would like me to fight?
I want you to tell me who you're fighting. You're George St. Pierre. You make the rules.
George, give us 3 names that you would say yes to right now. Are there 3 names out there you say, okay?
It's Tyron Woodley. I would fight Tyron Woodley. And Nick Diaz, I would fight Nick Diaz. Maia looked pretty good in his last fight. I think these guys can elevate me.
Yeah.
They're not guys that I'm necessarily supposed to beat. So it's a big risk, but I'm willing to take the risk because these guys gonna elevate me. To be far in this game, you know, it's not about who got the biggest balls, so to speak. Sorry for the word, but it's not about that. It's not a straight line. You need to know who to go and to be able to elevate yourself, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. I want you to listen to something, George, and I want you to tell me what it makes you think. George St. Pierre doesn't have that I want to be a world champion attitude anymore. Yeah. He doesn't have that drive and that desire that he once had. And if you don't have that, no, you should not fight. What do you think made Dana White say that? Is that a negotiating tactic?
He doesn't know anything about me. He doesn't know. I'm a smart guy. I'm not the kind of guy you're gonna say that, okay, I'm gonna sign if I'm gonna fight for a peanut. No. I'm a smart person. It doesn't work, these things on me. But I'm gonna tell him something like to Dana. It's like, let me fight once. And you'll see in the first minute of the fight that what you just said is wrong.
So you do want to come back and fight and be the UFC champion again, though? Because it sounds like he's saying George doesn't want to be the champion anymore.
Let me fight Tyron Woodley then. We'll see if I want to be world champion again.
Yeah.
You'll see. I understand what he means, and I'm not angry at Dana. He does what he does for the best of his interest. I do what I do for the best of my interest. And one day when all that's gonna be over, we'll probably be friends, like most of the guys that I've fought. But now it's like a game, you know. He's doing his game, I'm doing mine, and we work for the best of our interests. But let me fight once, you'll see.
George,
no, not once, but you'll see after the first minute of the fight, you'll be like, oh yeah, he's
still
serious.
wants to,
with that in mind, what's more important to you? A big fight, a super fight, or getting the title?
I think the title I've had it before. I wanna fight the big name, because sometimes in this business, the guy who's the champion is not necessarily the biggest draw. He's not necessarily the best guy. He's the guy that has a title, but maybe the guy who's the best guy is sitting in his couch, you know, like or. So I want to fight the guy that people want to see me fight, you know. I want to fight the fight that excite me, you know, or the fight that are the biggest draw. That's what it is.
George, you come back and you fight. I mean, you've done pretty much everything. Every fighter across the board respects you for your accomplishments. What's left? What's left to do in this sport of mixed martial arts?
It's a good question. Why would I come back? But why would I do not come back? I can answer you more the question, why would I do not come back? Why I would come back more than why would I do not come back. So my answer is this: is like now I feel I'm on the top of my game, you know. And if you ask my coaches, they'll tell you the same thing. It's not like it's a fact. Like in training, I look better than I ever been. I feel better than I ever been, and I'm more hungry than I ever been.